Video is going to be a little much more different than usual. I will not be editing this video. This is just me giving out my opinion on what I think about the current state of Blox is and what where I think basically where they're heading. And this is my take on a fruit I personally made, Dragon, being Dragon basically. And for you to know how much of a Dragon user I am, I can literally, it's in my profile. I I revolve entirely around this fruit. This is the only fruit in the game I've mastered. That doesn't mean I've not used other fruits, but this means this is the only fruit in like I basically had time in the world to go outside and actually grind myself. I grinded every single thing that had to do with this fruit, and this is the fruit I made till this day. But here is the where the issue begins. There are too many cons to using this fruit compared to using other fruits. The pros of this fruit also are not up to the cons. The cons are way too many, and you basically are paying $50 to lose most of your matches. Then you might wonder, like, hey, but why don't you just use Spiky Trident? Spiky Trident can be easily cantripped and does not work in the air. If you're in the air, you have your options are limited. Heat Wave Cannon does not push your opponent. You basically have to be of optimal range to land the move. Inferno Pincer can only grab your opponent if your cannon is broken. It does not can break. Scorching Downfall is practically useless in the air. The floor in it creates is way too far for you to even say you want to even combo after. Draconic Sword, the startup is so much to the point where your opponent can literally just dodge your fucking combo. It does not make any sense. And you might say, hey, but you can just use it with other races. The fruit is not even good as you think on the floor. Scorching Downfall, you might say it's a good move, but this move does not even can break on the start. It can break after like 5 or 7 of them. That is it. Heat Wave Cannon has to make direct contact with almost the person and the floor at the same time to simultaneously hit them. Infernal Pincer, you might think is also a good move, but you will be surprised how small the stun is for Infernal Pincer. The only reason why you see people land is because the person is right there, and that's why it's easier to land. But if the person is right here, you 80% of the time you might miss that combo. And y'all might say, oh, maybe it's a skill issue. You're better off being a sword main with fucking dragon than being a what you call a fruit main. And I'm not counting transformation. If you want to count transformation, you might as well just go put it on SST or whatever y'all people do. But here's a big issue. If we were to look at most fruits in this game, the most fruits I can tell you one single thing that's better good about them. We're going to exclude the common fruits because obviously why not? Even I could even say that ice is better than this bullshit, but that's a stretch because ice also has a lot of weaknesses. You can even use sand a little better than this shit too. But hey, every fruit in the game is supposed to have a concept behind it. Light is supposed to be the fastest fruit in the game, but yet it's not, which I don't fucking know. And then magma is supposed to be a pure grinding fruit, tick damage type fruit. That is exactly what it is, and that is the concept behind it. Ghost is supposed to be a second chance type of fruit. You basically also get clones and are able to basically triple your attack force. That is the concept behind it. Rubber is getting a rework, so I'm not gonna get too much on that one. Diamond, it has its own concept too. High defense, and you're also able to do barrages of basically broken glass or diamonds as you want to call it. That is the concept. They got the concept right. Eagle can fly, it can attack. They got every single thing for other fruits right. Buddha is supposed to be a grinding fruit. It is a grinding fruit. Love, love is just love. I'm not gonna lie. Creation also for some reason creation is so ass to use. It does not make any sense. Spider is good. Sound, they got the concept for sound down. Phoenix needs a rework. Portal. So here's where the problem starts. Now, if I'm to hit an infernal pincer right here, what do you notice? It's able to put me on the floor right there, right? You see that? It's very beautiful. You can land whatever you want to do after, you can do whatever you want. So, but here is where the issue starts. You use Infernal Pincer in the air, look at what happens. Right there. What am I supposed to do? And you can say, oh, you want to spiky trident after. Half the time you're not gonna land that. And let me show you exactly why. And it's like it's so funny to me, bro. The person is right here. Boom. How am I supposed to hit a spike? I did not move my camera a single bit. How am I supposed to hit a spiky when the stun is practically like basically 0.5 to 1? That is it. It's practically the same stun as the Draco stun at that point, just a little bit more. Now you might say, but you can use any other weapon with this bullshit. Let's try to use Yama. Yama. This is what happens when you try to use Yama in the air. You have to wait, then boom. Sometimes most of the time you're going to miss. Then you be like, oh, but your aim is shit. Okay, my aim is shit. Guess what? I land my fucking move. Then what am I supposed to do then? Look, I land the move. I put them in the fucking air. What am I supposed to do then? Hit wave cannon after? For what? A quarter of the health that's done? Now look. I decided that, you know what? Maybe they had something in store apart from Spiky Trident. And by the way, Spiky Trident is not as good as you guys think. Now, let me show you exactly why. The maximum range of Spiky Trident, I mean, everything that has a maximum range, which basically reduces effectiveness if it's at a, like, not an optimal range. Spiky Trident is a good weapon. But when you can easily can that X move. If you don't can that X move, I'm not going to lie, you are basically dumb. I don't want to use the R word, but you get what I'm saying. Z, if you can this move, you can punish right after. And if you're stupid enough for somebody to land that move on you, hey bro, that I'm not gonna lie, you're just shit at that point, bro. So then you might be like, Shark Anchor. Shark Anchor doesn't work that well in the air. CDK, you can easily cantrick CDK with Dragon. And even if you do land CDK, what the fuck are you going to do? That is the thing. You are basically paying to lose. Now, what is Dragon supposed to be? Dragon is supposed to be an all-rounder fruit. It's supposed to be good for grinding. It's supposed to be good for PvP, both on ground and in air. Dragon is superior in air and transformation, but here's the issue. They keep making fruits that talk about transformation when I will not be using a fucking transformation in PvP. I will not. They are making a fruit meant for PvP, a spammy fruit. I am not going to be using a transformation in PvP. And if I see a transformation, I am going to a safe zone. That is what is going to happen. You are trying to make a transformation that is good. Why don't you make it similar to Kitsune's, bro? Hybrid, you might say hybrid, bro. Hybrid might be good. Hybrid is good and all, but all I'm basically paying for is more tick damage and more duration. It does not fix the underlying issue of my one good move being trash in the air. I cannot fight in the air, bro. You might say you want to use God Human, and Spiky. You will land your God Human C on me, and guess what? I will cantrick that Spiky like there is no tomorrow. You will use Cyborg with God Human, but guess what? You're going to push me away with Cyborg, and I will still cantrick that Spiky X. There is nothing you can genuinely do with this fruit. Obviously, if you time it right, you can possibly even pull them back because they'll be practically in Draco's range. Just tiny, that tiny window. If you know the timing, you can possibly do that and make the build good. But that is it. Then they decide to add shit like Portal. Portal. Let me show you exactly what you're able to do with Portal in the air. Let me undo that real quick. 1 second, people. Let me undo this. Then we're going to switch to Portal here, right here. Now, we're in Portal, and we as you can see here, what's this? Okay, that's on me. I'm trying to see if I can push the NPC to the air. So, how am I going to do this with an NPC? Because I currently don't have a test on me. But let me just do it normally. So, the reason why Portal is good is because of that right there. You see that? It basically creates the same flooring as Dragon. It creates the same fucking flooring as Dragon but with 0 distance. And you are able to do that in the middle of the air. That is why people are able to use TTK combos and do that in the air. That is why Portal is good in the air, because it creates flooring. You are making a fruit that is meant for flooring, and you're not giving the fruit flooring itself. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I am better off using fucking what's the word right here? I am better off using Mammoth T-Rex, even fucking Doe. Doe. I am better off using Doe in the air. I'm trying to reduce my cursing as much as possible, but I genuinely don't know what is wrong with this game. Okay, let me put it this way for you guys that don't understand. You see control right here, right? Let's think about, let's say the current control is the rework control, right? You basically just paid, and let's put it on Dragon's Tier. You are paying to use your control fruit on the floor when your opponent is in the air. Make it make sense. Are you trying to make a room in the air? Will your room stay in the air? What then? Your room can never stay in the air. If you want to say you want to make it in the air, I would just say be a smart person and move out of your fucking room. What then? What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. But hey, bro, you're going to make a scorching downfall and not give the startup, the first one that hits, a stun. They might be like, oh, they're just trying to balance it out. How the fuck are you going to try to balance out a fruit then you're not going to proceed to make it good in the air? I am paying. Look at this bullshit. It's all, don't get me wrong, Dragon is amazing on ground. I can pull off some of the nastiest combos known to man with this fruit. I can pull off some of the most nastiest combos known to man if the person touches ground. But if you're fighting somebody with a brain, with somebody above 20 million bounty, you will never see that person touch the ground. Even when I'm using dragon, I don't like to touch ground that much, because even with dragon, you still have to maintain a certain amount of airtime, and so you don't also get caught in combos. And plus, I like to use dragon storm, so I always like have to be in the air just to land my own moves. But if I use things like Kitsune, if I use Kitsune, I don't have Kitsune on this account, but I have Kitsune on my alt, because I told you I main dragon. This is me. This is me. And you might say, oh, but you have Yeti. Let me tell you the reason why I bought every single fruit. Flame was my Logia for grinding when I first started the game. That was what I used. Flame, Logia, grinded. Eventually, I even just got gifted Buddha recently. Can I even show you guys that? Yeah, I can show you. I got I got gifted Buddha recently, and I got gifted Yeti by one of my friends that I helped. That is it. I got gifted Buddha October 13th. And that is the fruit I currently use for grinding. Portal is for, movement. I got leopard from a trade, and I'm currently glad I have it because I see some new things that coming for leopard. Yeti is for Leviathan farming, and dragon is my main fruit. This is my main fruit. It does not make sense how I'm paying $50 to lose. The current video Curry Kenshin just made about him playing that, the uh, superhero game where he can basically like make choices, then do that. That game is like $36. I could have bought that game and bought another game with the amount of money I used to buy Dragon. But yeah, I bought Dragon, and you're telling me I'm paying money so I can not even be able to fight some random bastard in the air? Make it make sense, Blox for devs. Make it make sense. I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know. And I really don't want to curse out these people because I play this game a little too much to want to get banned. But please lock the fuck in. Lock in. This is not, I'm not one of them YouTubers that be like, this is kids video, this is this. I'm keeping it fucking real. My recent video talked about me trying to make this full dragon build. Why don't we have fucking synergies in the game? You release a full dragon update, but yet the full dragon build does not even fucking pair together. How? Make it make sense. The build is ass. I had to get strong grip on every single weapon for the build to work. Every single weapon. And you can imagine how much of a pain that was to fucking Leviathan farm and try to get strong grip. Leviathan farm. I had sleepless nights trying to grind this fuck ass game. As man, like, God have mercy, bro. I am paying to lose. I am paying to suffer. I fought a Rumble user, and you might be like, if you're a Rumble user, fighting a Rumble user, go to the air. Who do you think will have more of an advantage in the air? A Rumble or a Dragon? I want you to use your fucking brain to tell me who is going to have a much more better fighting chance in the air. Say you want to see I'm keeping it real with you. Dragon is a good fruit on ground, but it needs more. Hybrid, you, the devs could have done so much more with hybrid. If you're gonna make hybrid good on you're gonna make the basically normal base good on ground. Why don't you make the hybrid for air combat? Let me know there is a reason for me to turn on hybrid. Then, but I don't get how you're going to say you're gonna give it a hybrid. You're gonna give it a defense buff. So at least, if you at least gave it the defense buff that originally had, you're gonna tell that I'm gonna be able to at least tank combos. But I can't. I cannot do that. And one of the reasons why I'm pissed is I am a. And for any of one of you bastards that want to tell me that this is the opinion of the world, I'm a fucking 30 mil. Not on one, but two other accounts. I'm a 30 mil on two other accounts. Not one. I play this game. But yet, it's difficult for me to win without sweating my ass off against a Portal TTK Sanguine user, bro. Why can't I one combo? Why can't I do that? I main this fruit. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. What is the concept behind Dragon? What is the goal behind Dragon? You people do not know. There is no reason why a Kitsune should be better than a Dragon. No reason. But yet it is. Even Spirit is better than Dragon. Even Venom is better than fucking Dragon. Shadow is better than Dragon. Doe is better than Dragon. T-Rex. T-Rex would be the fruit I'm using if Dragon did not exist. This is the fruit I will be using. And if you know, you know. I have to use a bugged avatar for me to gain enough mobility to move around with this fruit. Normal Dragon mobility is trash. But yet I have to like go out of my way, spend 169 Robux just for me to be able to move across the map with a better speed. This is with a glitched avatar, mind you. Glitched avatar. This is my movement with a glitched avatar. Make it make sense, Blox devs. Make it make sense. I know you people have brains. Make it make sense. Think. You people have a balancing team that basically just butter you guys up and just tell you that, oh yeah, everything you guys made is fucking perfect. And we got half the fucking YouTubers out there just glazing you, and only a few are questioning the decisions that you people are making. Lock the fuck in. This is y'all's game right now. This is a game that I have played since the start. Like practically when it was made. I made this account was, there is a story behind this account, how I got this account, but I'll give you guys that story later. But this is y'all's game. When I checked this afternoon, it was at 170k. This is a game that used to average about 600k plus on a daily. Look at what I have to do to make my own build good. Look what I have to do. I want to be free. I want to be able to do every single thing I want to do. But yet I can't. And I'm honestly tired of trying to play this game. I am so tired. I'm tired of trying to make one fruit good when I know it isn't. I keep on telling myself that Dragon is good, but at this point I give up. It is not good, and I am done. I beg of you, devs, if you're actually watching this video of some random guy on the internet talking about a game, I beg of you, please lock the fuck in. I am not just talking about, just talking about Dragon alone. Nerf these fruits. Nerf these fruits. Gravity is fine. You can fight a gravity user pretty easily if you have a brain. But giving Pain a second life, then an additional boost that makes them able to run across the map in under 5 minutes. Why doesn't the game have a max speed? Why? Why? Does your balancing team not genuinely care about this game? Do you? I know you probably pay people out there to help balance things out. You probably pay them, but yet look at the state of the game. I've said my piece. If the devs are going to listen, it's up to them. But I can't keep on making myself suffer and just keep reminiscing about the game of what it used to be when it's not what it used to be anymore. I'm done. I'm moving on. I'm grown. I played this when I was in middle school. I started playing this when I was in practically like beginning of middle school. I'm in college now. I'm done. There's games like Deep Oaken I've not tried. I'm going to play Deep Oaken now. I can't keep on doing this to myself. That's just it, people. This I'm most likely going to be done making Bloxers content until I see that they, made changes that will actually impact the game. If they make a change for patch notes that are coming up in the Halloween update, I will be giving you guys my reaction to that and what I pretty much think about these patch notes. But apart from that, this is just sad. Honestly, this is not how it's supposed to go. There are too many things that need balancing right now. Too many things that need buffs. There is no reason why light should be the slowest fruit in the game. No reason whatsoever. There is no reason why a dog should be better than a dragon. There is no reason why a mammoth is better in the air than a fucking dragon. It does not make any sense. But hey, this is life. This is who I am. A minor person. I'm not a dev. I'm not nothing. It does not take. It does not take too long to adjust all these type of things. And how would I know? Because I've actually tried to make games before. It is not that hard to make a game. It is not that hard to make VFX. It is really not that hard to implement them. The only things that come with a big game is maintenance, and you also have to consider ping and player ratio, basically. But yeah, I want you guys, if you actually made it to the end, and you can probably tell I have genuine passion for this game, and I really don't want to see the way it's going. But if the devs keep on being money hungry and just doing things, I mean, they probably have shareholders who want to make profit, but how are you going to make profit if you keep on adding things that people do not enjoy? So that's all I'm just gonna say. If I get banned for putting my own opinion out there, it is what it is. I really don't give a fuck at this point. But yeah, guys, I want you to have a good day and you know keep yourselves happy. Don't try to defend a game you know it's not making changes for the better. Do not ever try to do that. Cause I'm done. I used to play GPO, you know, before this bullshit. I started off with Blox, went to GPO, came back to Blox Roost. I I was on leaderboards in GPO. That's how much I even played GPO. But hey, it is what it is.